Start of game. Okay, we're set.
Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? I can't hear myself. I don't think it's working.
If I could have everybody who thinks they're doing a good job just do better because you're not, okay?
You guys think I'm being this part?
I don't think it works. It's not projecting right.
Cue the oboe.
Yeah, just
I think if I was gonna eat somebody, I'd start with this eye.
no.
Eyes always
We're gonna stick to English, okay?
It's the best on a chicken. I feel like it's probably the best on a person. Could be. Put a little sriracha on it.
Oh, yeah. Almost. I just
Hello?
be a real one.
This is You Don't Know Jack 2015. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson. And hey, wipe that smile off your face. This is serious. Okay, just kidding. There will be farts and stuff. 4 players. Don't people ever sit around and play cards anymore? There's your hardware. If you think an opponent doesn't know the answer, hit your screw button and you'll force them to answer immediately. If they miss it, you win big. And today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
The San Francisco Otter Choir. Free concerts every Wednesday, except for mating season.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to win a fabulous prize and big cash. And so it begins.
Get ready, time for question 1.
Let's start with Bootyful. Let's analyze one of Kim Kardashian's body parts. About what percentage of Kim Kardashian's brain is just made up of water? 10%, 40%, 80%, or 100%? Time's almost up. Players 1 and 3? No. Player 4? Kim Kardashian's brain, and everybody else's brain for that matter, is made up of about 80% water. But that other 20% is just so round and firm, I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you so.
Here's one I like to call, his acting is alright. So, you know how they called Matthew McConaughey's resurgence as an actor his McConaissance? Well, if Matthew McConaughey is currently experiencing a McConaissance, then what period of his life just ended? The McCona Dark Ages, the McCona Industrial Age, the McCona Middle Ages, or the McCona Enlightenment Age? Hello? Wow, I can feel your collective brain power pulsating in the room. It's underwhelming. Here's what a right answer looks like. The Renaissance first occurred in Italy in the late 14th century, immediately following the Middle Ages. So the McConaissance would follow the McCona Middle Ages. Which is funny because most Renaissance sculptures also need to put on a damn shirt.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Try this on for size. Brought to you by the letter U-nibrow.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And if you get this one right, I'll rustle up some extra moolah for you. Arrange these Sesame Street characters in order of fewest to most eyebrows. Bert, Ernie, the Count. Ernie, Bert, the Count. Bert, Ernie, the Count. The Count, Bert, Ernie, or Ernie, the Count, Bert. Watch the clock. Player 3. The correct answer is Ernie has no eyebrows at all, Bert has one long single eyebrow, and the Count has two eyebrows! And yet, none of them have ever blinked. Next up, Duck, Duck, Swan? Say the cast of Duck Dynasty attends a performance of Swan Lake and thinks there are real waterfowl on stage. In their confusion, which character would they most likely shoot? Siegfried, Benno, Von Rothbart, or Odette? Time's a-wasting. Player one. Player two. Odette is a princess who has been turned into a swan, so the Duck Dynasty crew would probably fill her full of lead. Especially if they find out she once fooled around with a lady swan in college. Up next, the man in the backwards yellow hat, and it's a dis or dat. Player three, not such a great score there. Why don't you play this dis or dat? I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one you tell me if it's an alleged antic by pop star Justin Bieber, or an antic by the classic children's book character Curious George. If it's Justin Bieber, press the X button. If it's Curious George, press the B button. Now the rest of you should listen carefully. Pick your answers before player 3 does, because if player 3 gets it wrong, everyone who gets it right will split that cash. We good? Here we go. Peed in a mop bucket. Broke his leg falling from a fire escape. Arrested for falsely reporting a fire. At the house. Ew, baby, 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 ew. I think we can all agree that it's time for that little bastard to get deported. And then it's your turn, Bieber. Round 1 is in the books, and player 2 is in the lead, but that could change mighty quick. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. And lest you forget, big cash prizes can be yours if you find the wrong answer of the game. Okay, here it comes. Here's one for you. Dumber and Dumberer 2. So there's Dumb and Dumber, and then there was Dumb and Dumberer, and then Dumb and Dumber 2. Makes perfect sense. Now, going back a few decades, there was The Odd Couple and The Odd Couple 2. So, if another remake of The Odd Couple used the superlative adjective, it would be called The Blank Couple. Odd, odder, oddest, or odderest. Player 1, who are you gonna screw? You can't just leave your screw hanging out in the breeze like that. Okay, can we try this again, please? Time. Player 4. Now that's just the dumberest answer I ever heard. Correct answer, show yourself. Odd is the adjective, odder is the comparative adjective, and oddest is the superlative adjective. But of course, everyone who made the original Odd Couple movies is dead, which means it's the perfect time for Rob Schneider to swoop in and revitalize the franchise.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Let's try. Let it go, let it go, let it go. At which temperature would Olaf from the movie Frozen melt and die? 30 degrees Kelvin, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, or 30 degrees Rankine? He's a snowman. Not much time left. All that brain power out there and not one guess? Let's not make this a habit. Here's what you should have picked. 30 degrees is below freezing in Fahrenheit and insanely below freezing in Kelvin and Rankine. But it's pretty balmy in Celsius, about the equivalent of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And I know, blah, 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 he can magically be saved, but I'm talking about what would happen in the real world to a talking snowman.
Follow me down to the sea.
It's time for Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Kangaroo, peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
First spotted in 1879. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus. Watch your time. Hey, it's your game. You want to watch it slip away? Fine by me. While you're waiting. Albert Einstein was first spotted in 1879, the year he was born. Probably by a midwife or something, over a century after Uranus was discovered and even longer after kangaroos and peanuts. I've heard baby Einstein cried a lot because he left behind some important equations on the uterine wall. Open wide for wine or lose. If the Washington Redskins rebranded themselves with a non-offensive red-skinned mascot, what could they be called? The Washington Chardonnays, the Washington Malbecs, the Washington Pinot Blancs, or the Washington Rieslings? Time's running out. This is pathetic. Do I need to start answering the questions too? Chardonnays, Pinot Blancs, and Rieslings are all white-skinned grapes, but the Malbec grape is red. Although to a connoisseur like myself, Malbec is very offensive. Oh yes, I do say that was quite a burn. And now, I want to lick and roll all night. If Kiss singer Gene Simmons' tongue grew to the average length of an adult giraffe's, how deep into a woman's mouth could he stick it when he kissed her? About 5 inches deep, about 10 inches deep, about 20 inches deep, or about 30 inches deep?
We are good to go.
Okay, come on. You can do this.
Howdy, and welcome to Lie Swatter, the massive true or false trivia game. we can accommodate a huge number of players in a game. It's fun for just one player, but more fun with 100. All right then, before we get started, don't forget, new players can go to this website and enter this room code to join the game at any time. Let's begin. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories. Thomas Edison patented the first waterbed. Use your device to pick whether you think the fact is true or a lie. The first 2 sounds babies learn are a hard k sound and a th sound. Russia has detonated 3 atomic bombs on the moon. Hydrox cookies existed before Oreo cookies. Martin Luther King Jr. was terrified of turtles. During the U.S. Civil War, gunpowder was made out of bat guano. Ben Franklin believed wearing high heels improved blood circulation to the brain. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round one. Here are your next 7 fact categories. Robert Pattinson is related to Vlad the Impaler. A game of volleyball originally lasted 9 innings. To celebrate the new year, Danes smashed their dinnerware on friends' doors. Charlie Brown was voiced by a young Chevy Chase in A Charlie Brown Christmas. The Moulin Rouge now houses a TGI Fridays. The Sphinx lost its nose in a 16th century earthquake. The lowest grossing Disney film was 1955's The Otters of Kelperville Falls. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is the labors of Hercules. Which of these are among the real labors of Hercules from classic mythology, and which are just made up? Wrestling the Minotaur. Cleaning the poop out of a stable. Stealing a belt. spending a day as a woman. Making a sandwich. Babysitting. Getting apples. Let's see the final scores. It's time for another game of Lie Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories. A man in Florida was arrested for stealing a woman's driveway. Lisa Simpson's saxophone music was recorded by John Coltrane. Due to a loophole in the law, it was legal to sell vodka during Prohibition. Saloons in the Old West rarely served alcohol. The bathroom stalls in a Los Alamos diner are made from dismantled nuclear bombs. The main dish served at President Harry Truman's first state dinner was a hot dog. There's a SpongeBob porno titled Sponge Knob Square Nuts. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round one. Here are your new fact categories. Sand tiger shark babies eat each other in the womb. Frogs were originally called toads, and vice versa. The first Winnie the Pooh story appeared in Playboy. There are exactly 13 lines in a pentagram. The Quaker Oats mascot was made to look 5 pounds thinner in 2012. Shrimp have sex every 10 minutes. Steve Irwin sold a line of crocodile skin underwear. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is his and hers. Find the truth and the lies among these his and hers facts. Spank's line of men's underwear is called Manx. There is a pink George Foreman grill called Lady George's Grill. Kotex sells men's tampons. Mr. Clean sells a lady sponge. Bic sells pens specifically for her. Hungry Man sells a starving gal meal. Kleenex sells man-sized tissues. Let's see the final scores.